这不得高兴。
Puppets are stars in Taiwan, part of an ancient folk tradition that is alive and well, thanks to the efforts of one man and his family.
Taiwanese puppet theater is what Hoàng Hải Đài sons and lots of other people were doing. That is actually real Taiwanese puppet theater, because nowhere else in the world have you got this very specific form of puppet theater.
In Taiwan, puppets are role models. Their stories are legends. Puppet masters are revered.
因为阿公，所以讲有他的徒弟，有他徒弟才有他的徒孙。所以说，台湾的布袋戏较会遮尔那蓬勃发展。
Hoàng Hải Đài, creator of puppet heroes and fantasy worlds.
木下分红章一红二，东看搭扛车扛搭扛。
The puppet master's last birthday was also an excuse for nationwide celebrations. Born in 1901, the same date as Walt Disney, both men made significant artistic contributions and defined the cultural landscapes of their respective countries. This is Hoàng Hải Đài and his famous family. Their rags to riches story mirrors that of Taiwan. From being poor and under the control of an occupying force, to becoming the advanced and self-assured place it is today.布袋戏originated in 17th century China. For the migrants, it was a link with their past. Performances were a way of honoring the gods and continuing family traditions. Hoàng Hải Đài is justly called the godfather of布袋戏. He popularized the art form and handed on the torch to his descendants.
It's not imported from Japan. It's not a copy of something from America. It's developed here. It's in the local language. It's creative. It's interesting. And that's why so many people can relate to it as a form of Taiwanese identity.
咱台湾的布袋甲外国上无共款的所在，就是会当做连续剧规部拢演较透，所以台湾的布袋讲起来是上界高难度的一种艺术吧。
Traditionally, 布袋戏 was a family business, passed on from father to son. This is how Hoàng Hải Đài learned his craft, His son made the world's first puppet movie, and his grandsons founded the world's only puppet TV channel.
Certainly mainstream. It's like a part of daily life in the way that Mandarin pop music is. Like you can't really live in Taiwan and not see PV.
Puppets are stars in Taiwan, one of its many faces, part of popular culture. Cosplay is from Japan and means costume play. In Taiwan, it has a unique local flavor. Cosplayers dress up as their favorite puppet characters. It's an example of Budai-si appealing to a new generation.
小时候我可能会觉得它就是只是很纯粹是戏，可是现在其实我会觉得它是一种生活。
For Taiwanese, puppets are a part of everyday life. From the cradle to the grave, puppet characters represent the mythology of the land and its people.
因为阿公伊其实从布袋戏哈是当作生命，好，跟阮爸爸跟阮一代拢同款啊。布袋戏是皇家的一个命脉，啊，我们是将当作生命来看待。
Budai-si, or cloth bag opera as it is also known, has flowered over the years into a uniquely Taiwanese art form. The puppets have elaborate costumes, painted wooden heads, arms and legs. They come to life when their master manipulates them with his hands, and no master has played with them more than Hoàng Hải岱. Today his beloved puppets are big time. They are everywhere. An entire entertainment movement owes its rise to this 107-year-old man. Taiwan continues to honor its revered puppet master with a concert for the young and old.
我是第一人，做下简单的试调。有台北来的吗？有台中的吗？有高雄的吗？
大部分的戏迷，他们对于所谓的布袋戏的这些角色哦，对他们来说其实都是真人。每一个人他们都是把它当作真人在喜欢，在崇拜。
Hoàng Hải岱was from Yinlin County, central Taiwan, the spiritual home of Budai-si, birthplace of its most treasured puppet characters.
你今年107人呢？104。那60年减起来，47岁伫遐做，还是啊唔老哦。40岁了。
Budai-si's roots are religious. When Hoàng Hải岱first started performing, he did so at temples and processions as a tribute to the gods. It was a simple and inexpensive form of entertainment, often humorous, enjoyed on happy occasions, such as births and weddings.
身体健康，万事如意，一路康健。 也保庇咱的国家国泰民安，风调雨顺。龙中无事无灾，龙中好来。好，安尼好。好，好。
Actually, in Asia, the relation between puppet theater and religion is still very close, and most puppet theater performances are part of a larger religious ceremony in which the performance is an offering to the gods.
Hoàng Hải岱was amongst the first to liberate puppetry from temple traditions. Instead of morality tales about filial piety and evil, Hoàng Hải岱developed more entertaining, dramatic structures based on classical literature.
tôi捌看我的爸爸去做阮阿公教予伊的戏啦就是讲正本戏迄本身的戏出拢固定的所以剧情本身是真简单，但是节奏感觉上足慢啦。
Hoàng Hải岱started learning Budaisi at 14. A shy boy, he overcame a fear of performing by initially becoming an accomplished musician. One of his first innovations was to introduce the pop music of his time, Baiguan, to puppet shows. It did not take long for Hoàng Hải岱to lead his father's troupe. In those days, the master controlled the star puppets, sang and narrated.
In traditional society, many people from a very lowly background, maybe farmers or workers, their children who were interested in theater were very smart, were interested in language, could go into the theater and express all their intelligence and creativity in the theater. Hoàng Hải岱is an example of that.
His puppet acrobatics and battle scenes grabbed their attention. He was a master of animation, able to create life with his hands and character using his voice.
身段要很柔软扭腰摆臀，这样子扭腰摆臀。伊的动作都袂使太夸张。较扭一下，较扭捏的迄个感觉安尼。噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔哩啦哩啦噔噔噔噔噔噔噔噔。就是这个一定要有开，蒙古其实一个无表情的物件，经由伊的口鼻，甲伊的演出演出迄个举动啦，阮讲红仔镜，伊的身段，你会感觉讲这就是真正大英雄。
Hoàng Hải岱practiced Tai Chi. A knowledge of Kung Fu helped when it came to choreographing exciting martial arts sequences and developing storylines.
Wuxia is a fantasy space, is a genre of popular fiction and film and television in the Chinese-speaking world.
It was the early 1920s when Hoàng Hải岱created his greatest character, Che Yan-wen, the puppet master's alter ego, Taiwan's Superman.
幕下分手，输入门演呀，河顶妖精啊，冻住去咯，哈哈。
His story is based on an 18th century novel. A martial artist and scholar is betrayed by officials and forced to become a roaming warrior. He has a band of colorful followers, and they fight the Japanese.
In 1945, most of the population at the time spoke Taiwanese, had a big desire to speak or at least have entertainment in their own language. But this was repressed by the government.
During the 50 years of Japanese occupation, Hoàng Hải岱was forced to work as a farmer and even jailed. But this was also when he studied the Chinese classics and gave birth to his bad character, Che Yan-wen. In his last ever performance, Hoàng Hải岱said, "I am Che Yan-wen. I come from Yunnan. I'm very good at martial arts and literature, and I'm not exaggerating, because I really am smart and brave." In the 1970s, Che Yan-wen would be born again when his son created a TV show around him. A new generation of Taiwanese would be inspired.
兄弟啊，兄弟拢平安，天公咱保佑，大家做好事咧，会转入黄山去了。